This is part 2 about how to say the phrases that you would need if you are stopped by ICE. This is about car stops. So I did a previous video about how to say the phrases if you're stopped on the street. You can check that out because there's a lot of repeat. So I won't repeat myself. You can watch that one. But I'm Amy Walker. I'm a dialect coach at 21 Accents. I'm not a lawyer. I have done my research mostly at ImmigrantDefenseProject and ACLU. So I've got those links below. Do check them out. There's lots of information there that'll give you a lot more about what to expect. But it's hard to know how to say these things if English is your second, third, or fourth language. So I just want to make sure that you know how to say these things and can practice them so that you remember what to do if they're using tactics to freak you out. So number 1, stay safe. Don't sign anything without a lawyer. Don't say anything beyond these few things that you need to say to keep your rights intact, okay? But always, number 1, stay safe. So if there's a car stop, I mentioned how to say good morning, officer, good afternoon, officer, good evening, officer. Personally, I think that's a great way to start. That's what I do as a citizen. And so the goal is if you can sound general American. I wish this wasn't the case because we know that Americans sound like everybody and that makes us stronger. But for now, if it keeps you safe, sounding general American might mean that they are kinder to you or they just think that they made a mistake. It's racist and awful, but it's true. So that's what I would say because I would want to be really polite. I walk you through it in the other video, so I'm going to skip over it here. You can say, why am I being stopped? So why, that's going to come all the way back here and hook around your ears. Why am I being, and use the back of your tongue for that ing, ing versus being, yeah? Being stopped. So you're going to use your teeth for both the S and the T, stopped. Why am I being stopped? Why am I being stopped? And try and smile, even if they're awful. First thing, don't roll down your window all the way, just a little bit. If you can get a dash cam, do all the things that you need to do to keep yourself safe. Hands on the wheel at 10 and 2. Hands on the wheel. Okay. If you can't tell whether they're police or ICE because they've been apparently just saying that they're police, you can ask, are you ICE? Now it's going to be like that goes like the back of the tongue is a little bit high, like if you were going to go and breathe through. Let's say her, and you see how I'm making my lips in this little shape, and I'm sending that R from the tip of my tongue, which is down, up into these teeth. Her. If that's still tricky, you can go herv. Because look, we make that shape when we make a V, and it's going to look the same for your R. That might be totally weird and confusing because R's are made very different ways around the world. But it's true. So, herv, and then we'll say harv, and now take off the H, R, and it's not going to be an actual V there, but it's going to look very, very similar. Are you, and remember that oo is going to be here, not oo forward, but ooh, as if it's EW. Are you ICE, and make sure it's versus eyes, yeah, ICE. Okay, are you ICE? If they ask for ID and you're driving, you have to have ID, and they don't need a warrant or anything for you to have to give that because you can't drive without an ID, obviously. So you can say, let me get it. It looks like let me get it, but we don't say it like it's single words. So it'll be lemmy. And when you say it quickly, I mean, not so quickly that, practice it slow. Okay, practice it slow. Get your mirror, record yourself, check, if nothing else, if practicing this helps you remember, whatever your accent is on the day, it's fine. Just practice it enough so that you at least remember, and try and work on that accent for these phrases in case it keeps you safe. Keep all of your uniqueness in your culture and your beautiful language, because we need you to be you, and I want you to stay safe, so learn these phrases. All right, so let me get it. If that flap is tricky because it's very, very weird, it's not a T or a D, say for me butter. Because usually people, for whatever reason, are able to say butter and do that flap. Is where it is. If it's tricky, don't stress. You can say get it. It'll just sound possibly British. Okay, so let me get it. You want to tell them first before you reach for anything. Stay safe, don't lie, don't give false documents, all the things that they tell you on this, absolutely important, okay, because they could use it against you. Okay, so you can ask, am I free to go? This is the first thing they'll tell you to ask on these things, because if they have no actual reason to detain you, then they can just say yes and you get to go. So you can go, am I, and let that end up here. Am I, there it is, so the R is going to be right here by the F. Free to go. Am I free to go? You might remember that from the previous video, so I won't labor with it. And if you are, thanks. Just end it safely and drive away at a reasonable pace. Okay? If they're trying to ask you questions, same thing as I put before, I'll put another one in here. You can say only with a lawyer, or what I would do is I put it in the previous one, so I'll leave that. But this one's new. If this one's easier for you, then try it. Only with now that's that soft TH, just like it behaves like an F that you make with your tongue. With not the, but lawyer, or so only with a lawyer, or not without a lawyer, or without a lawyer, if you want to do that flap. Not without a lawyer. We just need to answer some questions. They might use tactics like, oh, we're investigating some other crime, or they might lie. They've been doing that. So if that happens, if it's if they're trying to get you to ask questions, or ask questions about other people in the car, or ask your name, or ask other things, I mean, obviously you need to have your driver's license if you're the driver, but nobody else needs to. So not without a lawyer. If they want to search your car, you can say, do you have a warrant? Do you have a warrant? I put that in the other video. Do you have a warrant? So hopefully you've practiced on that. So I'm just going to kind of brush through it a little bit. And that they can't search the car without a warrant. Hopefully they won't. But anyway, you can ask for one. If they say they do, you can say, can I see it, please? Can I see it? There's that T again that we're holding. If you can't hold it, that's okay. can I see it, please? Please, with a Z sound in the end. And then, or you can say, hold it up, or please hold it up. Please hold it up. To the window, if that's easy. Please hold it up to the window, or please hold it up. Now check. Is it signed by a judge? Is it court ordered? Does it have your name or one of the names of the people in the car if they've asked for somebody in the car? Is it dated? Is that date still valid? They're only valid for 2 weeks, I think I read, but double check it. Double check all of this info on here, but I've done my best to really take notes. So if they don't have one, or it's not real, it's just ICE issued, they don't get to search you. So you can say, like, no, I've searched and searched and searched, and I haven't seen these kind of scenario things. I haven't seen anywhere where they tell you what to say if it's not real. They just tell you that you can ask. So what I would do, and I just think it's helpful to plan through all these things. If they say this, what am I going to do? If they say this, what would I do? So if it's not you, you can say, that's not me. Obviously, don't lie. And you have to go, it has to have the T in there. That's not me. I say this in the other video. Or that's false. That's false, as like fall. False. And if it's at your car, they have to have your car, your actual car, listed on that warrant in order to be able to search your car. So you could say, that's not, or not, that's not my car. And remember, car. Try saying carve, and then carve, and then cut out the V. Car. It's going to end up feeling like it's just happening here, and your tongue will be really, really relaxed. If your tongue is used to going back, this might take a little while, but persevere. You'll get it. And any closer you get through working on it could help you. So it's not all or nothing. It's still worth working on it. So that's not my car, if it's not. Or you could say, it's not signed by a judge. I know those can be tricky sounds, so if that's too much, skip over it. It's okay. But if it's not too much for you, it's not, or it's not signed. That's tricky with the D in the end, but there you go. Signed by a judge. And those are judge. But that's how you say it. So it's not z, but j. You're gonna feel it in here, like you can go j. So it's not signed by a judge. Okay. So anyway, those are just some things that check, but I felt like they were just kind of leaving you, like, what do you do if they hold it up and it's not legit? Like, it seems to me you would need to say that's not legit, that's false, or that's, but again, I would double check that, or ask your lawyer if you have one, or if you have a lawyer friend, I would ask that. But that's otherwise, what are we doing? If they hold it up, you have to say something. You have to respond in some way. Okay, if they try and search your car and they don't have a search warrant for your car, you can say, I do not, did this in the other video, consent. I do not consent. Or I do not consent to being, it looks like to. You don't need it. It's just like when we say today, right? Today, you've probably said that before. To being searched. It's going to look like this. Searched. Searched. I do not consent to being searched. And then I've done this in the other video. So if they have an arrest warrant, or they are arresting you anyway, and you have kids or elders at home, or a medical issue and you need your medication, I'm going to say them a little quicker here because I said them slowly in the other video. I have kids. I have kids at home. I have kids at home. You can put the T in if that's easier. I said at home. Or I have elders at home. At home. It's fine to do the T. Or I need to arrange care. Or I have a medical issue. I have a medical issue. Medical issue. A medical issue, not a medical issue, but a medical issue. Okay? It's important that you lean on that. If you could say a medical issue, they might not break it in the right way in their head in terms of what those words are. They should anyway, but I'm saying make it easy. A medical issue. Or I have kids at home. Elders. Okay, make those words important. So when you go back and you're working on these, really check to see which words and which syllables I emphasize and which ones I don't. Record yourself. Listen back. Practice. You can do it. You can do this. My hope, my prayer, is that you never need this. And no one you know ever needs this. But learn it anyway. Maybe just for fun. Learn it anyway. And that preparation could, if nothing else, maybe that'll keep you safe. Just knowing that you walk around and you know what to do can make a huge difference. Okay. Yeah, or if you're saying, I need my medication from home. You can even release the D if you need to, or you can ram it into the M. I need my, it's weird. I need my medication from home. Okay. If they ask passengers for fingerprints or documents, they can say, if you're a passenger, you can say, no thanks, I do not consent, or I do not consent to having my fingerprints taken, or anything like that. If you can, say what it is that restate what they've asked. I do not consent to being searched. I do not consent to having my fingerprints taken. I do not consent to having my fingerprints taken. Yeah, or to being searched. And then you can keep asking if there's nothing else, if they don't have anything, if their warrant isn't real or they don't even have one, am I free to go? Am I free to go? Thanks. And then take care of your beautiful self and body. Okay? If this could be helpful to someone you know, please share it. As I said in the last video, if you want to keep learning, I'm going to do one more video here. We have lots of videos on YouTube at 21 Accents, and we have a whole website, 21accents.com. We offer resources for free for refugees and asylum seekers, and we have scholarships if you're a person in need. If you're somebody who's learning this for educational purposes and you have means, then just know that any service that you do pay for helps to support those who don't have those funds right now so that they can build that life. Okay, much love. You're in my prayers and thoughts, and all of us at 21 Accents. Take care.